on Free Roll 5.
What are you guys going to do before you leave? Do you want to take the quest, or is that just... That was it. Everybody, let's do experience.
Yeah, we're done.
I'm
done.
out.
Okay. The story's over, everybody.
I don't do boats.
Thank you for listening to the Free Roll 5 podcast. We don't do water because all the scary things are there. Pete isn't borrowing you anything. He knows what you guys are like. Roll for defeat.
Good day, sir.
Critical fail.
Oh, and defeat.
Starts crying.
I fell on my feet.
You fell on your feet from trying
We
to
tripped over
Yep.
each other?
Yeah. We tripped over each other.
You turn and look into each other and you smack right in the face. Ah! Ooh, those things are quick. You know, quick spiders are terrifying, aren't they?
14?
Yeah, you can know what this is. It's scary. Their mandibles gnashing and they're going to climb over rocks and logs and through the brush and they're coming right towards
around
the
and
group of
run.
you.
Get it, princess. This is all you. I'm just gonna stand right over here. He's probably just gonna hand him to him.
Here, hold this.
He works for Bugs Bunny.
You can see the eyes glistening and he chomps right down onto the back of the thorax of the spider with the spear sticking out. And when that happens, it just takes this giant chunk out of it, and that spider that was on you, Zanoxia, falls into a heap and dies.
Sweet. You're welcome, guys. I'm really good. I'm really good at spiders.
Low level fire.
What do you
All
got?
I've got is big fire.
Low-level fire before.
All I have is California-sized fire. Dude,
Yeah, if your arm is numb, you can just like
I mean, I do have
slap
the
it
shield.
around
you gonna jelly arm
and
it?
like
Could I just like stumble up?
just like hold it, slap it.
And you crush this thing with the war axe right through the thorax, which rhymes with war axe, so it's good.
Perfect.
We'll have to clean up with borax.
Whoa, look at him go! Wacky waving inflatable arm dwarf. You come to the city of Ballastar. You come to the city of Ballastar. The city rises above the delta in whites, greens, and blues. The architecture is soft in detail, with spires and towers complementing the four brilliant lights that shine towards the sky. A large moat 20 feet across surrounds the city itself. Several ferries line both sides.
Holy cow, look at the fairies, guys.
Guards, militia, and the Lord of Balthazar's men protect the ferries. You see figures walking upon the causeways of the stone walls above. Ornate designs are carved within the wall itself. The city itself is ancient, with different stones used. You come up to the ferries, and the toll is 5 silver pieces for every 2 legs. A strange way to calculate cost, you're sure.
To save 5 silver, I walk on 1 leg.
And I just ride on the dwarf's back.
You enter into the city. Traveling through, you see shops, homes, stable yards, inns, and theaters. By the look of the design, the people, and the area, you've come into the Renaissance district. A modernity of cobblestone streets, the masonry is exceptional. Waist-high walls line the carriageway, which keep pedestrians safe from poorly commanded carts, horses, and other beasts. Now that you are inside the city of Balthazar, this is a huge city. This is a very old city. It's a port city, so it has a lot of business coming and going. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people of all different walks of life here. You see half-orcs and gnomes and dwarves and elves and maybe a couple drow scattered here and there. You see lizard folk that are selling their own style of food at the bazaar that is just down the road. There is a buzz of people around. You see signs hung from nearly every door for having a place to sleep, and bars and theaters and etc. and etc.
And boats.
No boats
Oh,
yet.
Happy to stay on this journey so far.
What would you like to do now that you're in the city of Ballastar?
I'm going to the bar, guys. See you later.
Okay, he's going to the bar.
I think we should probably go closer to the docks and see if we can see a ship that looks like the one we were you're on.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason we're here.
That's a good idea.
And I'll go to the bar to get information about this boat. Yeah, information about the
You're
boat.
just gonna walk into the bar and be like, yeah, man, I'm looking for a ship. Got a guy on it, he's got a sword for a hand.
That's all I need.
Actually, that's pretty good.
That's all I really need.
They might know. Good luck with that.
See you guys later.
He's gonna die in an alley.
So you're going to end up doing
We're
that?
about to lose our road.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to go into a random bar. You're going to start talking to people. That's fine. You guys were going to the docks.
Yeah. Look around, see if we can see a ship that looks reminiscent of the one that we saw in that book.
Okay. Whoever wants to go first to do whatever you want to do, you're going to have to talk to people to find out where the docks are. There's a ton of docks in this area, and it is massive. So you've got huge ships and small fishing boats and so on and so forth.
All right. In that case, then, if we have to
So
talk
there's
to
just
people...
so much that we're going to have a hard time navigating.
Yeah,
Where
like
exactly we need to be.
This city isn't set up grid-like, and there's just roads all over the place. Most of them are going to be windy, and there's going to be a lot of different alleys to go through, just because it is so old, so they built upon that and out until they figured this is probably the furthest we should go, and then they just start building up as well. So you'll have a lot of very tall, large buildings, but encompassing around the area, you'll have a lot of small ones.
I hate to say it, guys, but since we don't know where we're going, maybe the bar's a good idea.
Nope. I got it covered, guys. That was on my earrings.
Do we see any city guards or anything around patrolling?
Oh, shit, I think
I
pizza guy's
see
here.
Domino's.
How about that?
was fast.
Pizza! All right!
Are there guards around, just kind of, not like specifically looking for someone, but just kind of standing there looking around?
Yeah, there's guards walking around doing that whole thing.
In that case, I would say
Guard,
walk up to one and,
guarding the
find out
guards.
where the docks are.
This is a guard, that's what I do is guard.
Hey there, guard guy.
Hello?
So, where's the docks, man?
He doesn't point, he's just kind of that way.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Oh, I'm
Can
sorry.
you be a little more descriptive?
And he points yonder away from where your current position is. The docks are right down there. Is there any specific thing that you were looking for?
I mean, we're looking for a ship, but we're not going to know it till we see it. So,
Very descriptive. Is there anything else that I may help you with while you are in Ballastar? Because you are obviously not from here.
I don't think so, man. I think we're pretty good. Thanks, though.
You are absolutely welcome. Stay safe, and we wouldn't want to find you in a bad position.
Like, on my head? I don't know what's going on here. Are you threatening me?
No.
All right.
And he just points at you.
I'm feeling... You know what, dude? That's going well.
I start walking the way he pointed.
Good luck with your guarding, dude.
Thank you. It's a pretty stereotypical guard. They're just kind of... Yeah, okay. So, now that fun encounter is over, you start wandering off towards the docks themselves. You can smell a little bit more salty air coming towards you. You get to smell the smells of the sea. Are you...
Wait, this isn't a freshwater lake?
No.
I believe it's the ocean.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh my.
It's not a lake at all.
Does it need to be a lake?
No.
I was confused.
Oh,
That's
okay.
I don't think... We just said it was a bay. We didn't say what it was.
all. Yeah, you didn't say what. So.
Salty.
Oh, okay.
Like,
It's good for my hair.
yes, conditioning. Fonkin, are you tagging along? Where do you go? You still
I
at
was
the
at
bar?
I was at the bar getting information.
Okay. Is there any kind of information that you're looking for while you're in the bar?
Where that boat is, same thing they're looking for, except divide and conquer.
You shouldn't be
Okay.
asking, like, who this guy is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because just being like, hey, we saw a boat in a book. Do you know where it is not going to help.
That was
Have
that was
you
my-
heard of a guy that has a sword attached to his
No,
arm?
I was totally gonna bring out the book and the boat in the book. I got this, guys. Don't worry about it.
Who knows? Maybe it's a local legend. I don't know.
My charisma's like plus like 100, so it's okay.
I don't think it's a plus 100. I don't think we're at to that point yet.
I think
I'm
we're gonna
pretty
have to
pretty
rescue
close.
him from jail.
Him and Silverhand have a plus 100 in BS.
Look at him trying to bluff me over here.
And, he's sitting next to you this time with his sheet in plain sight.
It's plus 100. Don't worry about it.
I'm not lying as he shakes his head up and down. So you're going to try to gather information about this captain of a boat that has a sword for an arm at this point.
Right or left arm?
Pick one.
Right.
Okay, so you're going to do that. You're going to talk to people in the bar. Roll me a gather information check. Let's see if you can find anything, just to expedite this process a little further.
15 plus 17.
Okay, 17. This could be what your character's it just does. It's just he finds information and he knows things.
You're the information guy.
Yeah, he's the super highway.
We don't need Pete anymore. Or Silverhand.
Pete, when did you get in here?
I've been following you guys forever.
That's not creepy at all.
Hey, Pete, I'm sorry about all that stuff. We didn't know you.
I'm not. I can't speak for them.
Have you been following us on Beanpod?
Like, share, and subscribe. So you roll a good gather information check. You're asking people about perhaps a person, a mythos, some kind of information about a ship that you give a generalized description of. There doesn't seem to be anything very descriptive about it. There's not a lot of details for the ship that you had seen. It's relatively grayed out and opaque, the entire experience that you had seen. But the man with the sword for an arm was very definite. This is something that isn't common pretty much anywhere. You gather a little information about it, and what you find was it's like a legend. Nobody really knows anything about it. Everybody has different descriptors. How tall he is, how big he is, how small he is, how old this thing is, when the legend started, if it's still real, claims of people that have seen it before.
I did good, guys. Don't worry.
So are you relaying that to us?
Yes.
All right.
Y'all get that? Good.
Okay, so you're
Good thing he
relating
had his
information.
earing on.
Yeah, that's good.
I was recording. Yeah, guys. I think I got a dead end here, but the ale here is great.
All right. Well, that's not really a surprise.
So you're going to start going down towards the docks. The three of you, you're still at the bar. Why don't you go ahead and knock off 5 copper pieces, since I'm assuming you probably had about that much.
You don't even have to say it. He just knows it's going to happen now.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well. Really, you should probably just tick off a copper every single hour that is game time. Or an average of 5 copper to 1 silver per day in game. As you're walking towards the dockyards, an old man comes up to you from behind and spins Artus around and grabs her shoulders.
Be wary. The seas are not what they are. They are filled with death and suffering. The waves' crest turns red with blood and oil. The ship that awaits you has sailed for hundreds of years without setting port.
With that ominous tale, he stares through you and wanders into the crowd, disappearing with such ease you can't help but wonder who he is.
Well, that was a thing.
No kidding.
What are the odds he's as wasted as Fonkin?
Hey, did you guys see that one weird guy? He drank more than I did.
And the other shoe drops.
Ta-da! You arrive at the dockyard, and you see a myriad of ships ahead of you.
I believe that we would probably also be walking up to people asking about the dude with the sword in his hand.
Mm-hmm. And be a little creeped out from what just happened.
Walking up to sailors and stockhands and dockhands and anybody milling about, you don't discern a whole lot of information more than what Fonkin had. However, a young elf woman overhears you asking about this very ship and this very thing. Well, if I didn't think that you all looked out of place, I certainly wouldn't be here. Some say fate, some say chance. Whatever it may be, you look like you need a guide to a good ship. My services are nearly nothing, just a simple 10 gold to get you throughout. I know all the ins, and the ins of this place, the outs too, and it is 4 collectively. So, your word for a contract and 10 gold for a payment? She holds out her hand.
What exactly are we buying here?
Information and the ship which can take you to where you need to go.
Apparently she knows all the ins. And maybe the outs.
And the ins, but there are only 4 outs.
You remind me of this guy we know. He's creepy too.
I give her the 10 gold pieces.
Thank you, my dear.
I think you've been bamboozled.
I think you should make your way to the docks, bud.
I can't. I'm getting married. I'll see you guys later.
You're getting married.
And I'll have it pretty quick in this town. Where are we?
You're getting married.
So he's going to come back with no weapons, armor, or money. Guys, you'll never guess what happened to me.
And you think I'm being bamboozled?
They're so friendly here, guys.
Just get to the docks.
Fonkin, get over here.
You wouldn't believe how many ships we're looking at, and we're about to get on one.
Well, there are certainly crazy peaceful people in here, and you three take the cake. Who are you talking to? Because my
I
name
haven't
is...
been talking to anybody.
Thank you, my dear.
Tell the weird person I'll be on my way.
Our buddy's on his way.
Okay.
So which ship are we going to here?
When will he be here?
Any minute.
Quick, guys.
Sure.
Which way is the dock?
Follow the sound of our voice. Good luck. Ask somebody at the bar. Come on.
I didn't think about that. Too late.
Ran out the door.
Ask a guard.
Where am I going?
And I just showed up.
You show up.
I just show up.
You do that.
This would be the fourth.
This would be the... Certainly he is.
Don't mind him. He just smells like ale because he loves it.
I can smell that.
You need to buy a boat, lady?
And she'll lead you down the docks and next to fishing boats and ferries being repaired and large boats and small boats. Some boats as big as a head.
I was going there too.
Some military boats for the Navy itself. And before you in the shipyard is the most magnificent ship. A ship adorned in gold. Silver-plated columns for the sails.
I made this one, guys.
They are made of many colors, and you can see an entire crew standing above, milling about, doing their crewly duties. And here we are.
There's no way.
And it is not that ship. The one behind it. Yes, Esmeralda. That's the one you want to go on.
I did not make that one, guys.
And this ship is nothing of the sort of seaworthy by the looks of it. It appears to have more years being repaired than it has been floating. But alas, there it is, floating.
Artist goes looking for a life jacket. Should have none of this.
This is certainly the ship you'll be looking for, and the captain is right on board. I'm sure he wouldn't mind a crew. If you tell him
What now?
who you're looking for.
Oh, so now we're being hijacked into a crew.
I told you you're being scammed, guys.
Well, if you need to know where you want to go, he's the person to find, and there you found him. You're welcome.
Worst
That's what we
10
paid
gold
$10
ever.
10 gold for?
There are hundreds of ships here, my dear, yes.
Well, then let's just go meet the captain.
Just stop taunting the young elf.
Goodbye, young elf. If you need to buy a boat, here's my card.
Well, I will be off. Hopefully we see you soon or not soon or whatever it is. If you do need any more information, please ask. And I will be right back with it. Goodbye.
We'll make sure to do that.
Excellent. Thank you.
We should have told her to keep an eye out for our, oh no, we killed Silverhands. Never mind.
Did anybody catch your last name? Was this Silverhand? 'Cause that was creepy.
Greta Silverhand.
Mrs. Silverhands.
Bum, bum, bum.
All right, well, we go on the boat.
Okay, and you go on the boat, and there is a sparse skeleton crew. There's only about 3 people on board, scrubbing the deck and cleaning and getting some things organized, but mostly repairing.
Do we see the captain?
You do see the captain, and he is an old, scraggly-looking guy. Looks like he has a lot of years underneath him.
Permission to come aboard!
You are aboard.
All right, so
What?
this young elf told us to talk to you about some information.
I have information. What young elf?
She's creepy as hell, actually.
Okay. Yes. What can I do for you? What are you all looking for?
We're looking for a dude with a sword for a hand.
He kind of stares at you and squints a little bit. A man with a sword for a hand.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? We were told to come to you. That you knew.
And he'll look at each one of you, and I may know who you're talking of. This is a ship that hasn't been seen in a long time, but I, as you can see from the lackluster of my ship, have been chasing it for quite some time. I've seen it with my own eyes, and so has my crew. There may only be 4 of us, but I'm sure we can find it again. Are you sure you're looking for this ship?
They are. I'm just here for the ale.
Have you worked for me before?
I think I sold you this boat, my friend. I like this guy. I say let's go on a boat ride.
Okay, so you guys are gonna come on onto the ship?
Yeah.
All right.
What's the ship
Freya
called?
is just going to state she doesn't like water.
You think I do?
And then gets on.
You all get onto the Esmeralda, and you go down to the quarters that most of the rest of the shipmates have. Most of the rest. All of the shipmates have, because there's only 3, minus the captain himself. And you make bunk, and you learn what your duties are going to be. Obviously, he's not going to allow any of you to do anything that is difficult, so it's going to be a lot of cooking, mending, fixing, doing the actual ship. You're not going to do anything with the sails, steering, or manning any of the large cannons.
Doesn't he have something?
He's got
Ship
boat
stuff?
shipping.
Yeah, I
He's
get shipbuilding.
He's got
got
shipbuilding.
Oh.
He doesn't actually have captaining a ship.
He's going to
Or
be fixing that thing the
it's-
entire trip.
It's in the name. It's in the title.
Why not, Fonkin, you know what, since we're in your kind of like area here, why don't you go ahead and roll me that shipbuilding skill? Let's see how well you can fix this thing with minimal tools.
Not critically failed.
Oh, that's right, because if he critically fails, he just like takes boards from the bottom of the ship and puts them up top and just creates holes.
13.
Yeah, that'll do pretty good on fixing some of the
that's
top deck.
mediocre.
Sounds like desert shipbuilder to me.
Yes.
The ship is now +2. Are we there yet?
We haven't even gotten in the water.
You set sail and you're going out to the sea itself. And the sea is so far calm, you have a good tailwind behind. You do catch, and the ship is surprisingly faster than you thought it might have been, even with all the disrepair that's going on. The 3 other sailors that are on it with you do know their place, what they are absolutely doing, and how to do it. One is already up in the crow's nest and looking out for the actual ship itself. As you sail and sail for quite a few days, eating your citrus fruit so you don't get scurvy, because
Just eat it, Fonkin.
I have been. I've just been dipping my ale in it.
it's like you could have a blue moon and have the orange slice on the side of it. Should we try doing diplomacy with this and see which way it goes?
Yeah, we'll see how it
I
goes.
thought we said no. 3 to 1.
It
Two
might.
to two.
What the heck? You
I went with
changed?
him.
What?
I mean,
Wow, I'm walking home.
you can either try to do diplomacy with what's about to happen, or you can try to do your slash and kill.
Yeah, see, that's what it's going to be. If we don't try for diplomacy, it's going to just go to fight.
Okay,
It may-
diplomacy.
And it might turn to fight anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like
Diplomacy.
it's guaranteed not to be a fight.
Whatever.
Whatever.
It's fine.
Look, I can't swim. I don't want to get knocked over the side of the boat.
It's all good.
Known his
Diplomacy.
luck.
What they say.
The sailor in the eagle's nest up top, and he calls down, "There's a ship! I see it yonder!" A few nautical miles? Is that a range that
3
people
clicks.
use? I don't think they have clicks. "I see a ship off in the distance," and he points out towards the horizon. And you see it coming closer to you, and the captain and the rest of the crew all prepare yourselves. Then you're not sure with what. And the sailor in the eagle's nest, "Sir, it's the ship. It's the one you've been looking for again." Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've found the ship that we've both been looking for.
I think it's not diplomacy.
Shall we go take a look?
I say we do.
Get on it, my man.
"Drop the mainsail!" And he drops the mainsail, and it billows with air, and you are taken off towards the ship in the distance. And you see it coming towards you, and it is roughly twice the size as the ship that you're actually on. And it is not in disrepair. But the amount of barnacles and algae that cover this entire hull, it does appear as it has been at sea for many hundreds of years.
I have regrets.
It's alright, guys.
You make that one too?
Yes.
And the air behind the sails on the coming ship stops, and the sails recede and they flap. However, the air in yours is still blowing. You still have a gust coming from behind you. And you meet side by side. And there is no crew yet to be seen on the ship itself. As if it was crewed by no one. and just floating out at sea.
Question.
Yes.
Davy Jones.
Since we've been on this boat, I'm assuming for a few days,
Yes.
have we heard more stories on this guy? Do we know if this is a he attacks everything he sees kind of situation, or a he...
Considering this crew has come upon this ship before.
They have come upon the ship that you do find out after talking with the captain and the other 3 sailors. They haven't noticed really too many people on it. They've seen it more at a distance, but this seems to be the first time it's gotten this close to anyone in a substantial amount of time.
In the legends, though, was it if you see this, you will die kind of thing?
No, in the legends, it was very vague. You would see the ship, but it would be at a distance. You could see figures on it, but you couldn't tell with any description exactly who they were. The best description has been that book itself, which transported you onto the deck of this ship. And from recalling, it looks very similar. The same mast rises above it. The same captain's quarters is the same that you had seen in the actual book itself. It is right next to you within 30 feet across.
Hey, Stabby, you on there?
Diplomacy.
I just get his attention. No one told me his name.
Hey,
You know, when you say you have diplomacy of 6, you should use it.
I have to get his attention first. Don't you know anything about diplomacy?
I mean, you could have probably just yelled, "Ahoy, Captain!"
Fine. Ahoy, Captain Stabby.
roll me a diplomacy.
Oh my god, if he gets a 20 on this with Captain Stab.
Nope. Like 11.
It is better than 0. Coming out from the holds beneath the ship, you see an entire crew. But they don't appear to be humanoid. They don't appear to be human at all. They are made of cogs and gears. Their eyes glow. They don't seem to be menacing. They are standing at the edge of the ship, the starboard side, and they are just watching you, without any facial expression. It is as if they are created things, and they stare.
Parlay.
Paw snip. Parsley. Parlay? Yeah, parlay. Still, nothing happens. And you are having a standoff in the middle of the bay.
Swing it closer and I'll throw Fonkin over.
Yeah, he's the diplomat.
We would like to board your ship because we have questions for Captain Stabby.
Okay, let's see how this'll play out. As in, well, out from the captain's quarters.
I got this guy, see?
Yeah, you did phenomenal, Chief.
A very tall, mechanical-looking human. He has what appears to be natural armor surrounding his cogs, the wheels, the pistons, the pneumatics of his self. He has no facial expression. It is bland. But yet his jaw does move, and his eyes are a light orange. But he does not have a sword for an arm, nor does he have anything else that is different other than his startling appearance itself.
I apologize for Stabby bit. I thought you had a sword hand.
No, he does not have a sword hand.
Hey, guy with sword, no sword hand. Have you seen a guy with a sword hand?
What?
You're better off not coming back.
Run.
I have a toad. Take one for the team, sorceress. Take one for the team. I'll give you 200 gold. You can spawn 2 more.
They bring out a plank that will go from ship to ship. But they aren't doing it hurriedly. They're taking their time. They're making sure that it's going to be safe to cross, because nobody wants to fall into the bay, because all the scary things are in the water, as they all know. And they put the plank across, but they don't cross. They make room for the 4 of you.
Let's go, guys.
Can we sacrifice Fonkin?
Yeah,
first?
we're gonna send Fonkin.
That's fine. I'll go across, but I'm taking the dwarf with me. It's part of negotiation. You bring someone for some muscle. And you're the strongest in our group.
I want to deny this, but I can't.
And besides, I'm pretty sure it's your clerical duties.
Oh, clerical duties. I get the joke.
No squat about clerical duties.
I knew a cleric once.
Yeah?
Yeah, I drank one at the table too.
Dude, there's that too. Shut up and walk the plank.
Yar, matey. Are you going with, or you... Okay.
And you guys, keep an eye out. If we have to make a speedy recovery, make sure you save that one. He can't swim.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you behind.
I'm not worried about it. I made peace with my new robot friends.
So
Who needs you?
Insulted them and then apologized.
I did apologize.
So you, Zanoxia and Freya are going to stay behind on the Esmeralda, and
Most excruciatingly.
Artus and Fonkin are crossing the plank over onto this legendary ship.
Is the deck kind of clean, or is it covered in?
It is. The deck is immaculate. The sides, the hull is covered in barnacles.
Basically, anything we can touch on the inside, pristine.
Yes, you're absolutely fine. It is very well maintained, because what else do mechanoid beings have to do other than their job, and they do it well? And standing before you, 6 foot tall at least, is this mechanoid being, and he just eyes you. What are you doing here?
We are here looking for a,
Looking for a man that has a sword for a hand.
well, that's not what we're looking for, but yes. We're looking for an item, and we were told that you might be the guy to help us find it. Or help us find the guy who knows how to find it.
What is it, perchance, that you are looking for?
Quick, what was it called? I don't remember. Something shelf. A something shelf.
It's the elf on a shelf.
I don't know what an elf on a shelf is, but I'm sure you would find elves at Ballastar.
No, we don't need no. It's an infinity shelf.
A drawer.
A drawer. That's it. A drawer.
A vacancy drawer.
That's the one. Yes. Yes, sir.
I know of what you speak. You may not have it.
Is there any way we could change your mind? I got a significant amount of wealth that could help you on your journeys.
Well, roll me a bluff check.
I have an infinite wealth. You just don't know about it, DM.
He makes boats. I mean,
He has a never-ending supply of money coming in from his boat business.
Yeah, I have a Swedish banking account. Okay.
If in the desert where you came from, if all that sand could eventually be made into diamonds, then yes, technically.
Which it does all the time. That's why it's called desert. That's why it's Diamond Desert. That would be a perfect net 20. Oh, but wait a second. I think I got bluff too.
you can add to that.
Yeah, it's actually a 26.
You put
Come on,
yourself
man,
here.
I'm banking on this stuff not happening.
You put yourself here.
Okay, so
Here's
you
the drawer.
said you have an infinite wealth?
Yes, I have an infinite wealth.
He kidnaps Fonkin and our problems are quickly solved.
Your problems.
And Fonkin has never been happier.
Artus gets thrown back to the other ship. They drop the plank and they sail off with Fonkin.
We touched the book.
See you guys.
Well, I'm happy for you that you do have yourself an infinite wealth. However, this is obviously worth more, and you may not have it. We cannot be bought. Do you know what vacancy drawers contain?
They can contain anything. I don't know what yours contains, but they can contain anything that'll fit.
And which is exactly my point.
There's something special about these things other than that?
About the vacancy drawers themselves? About what?
They contain.
Who are you?
Well, my name is
Savior.
Darcassian.
And I'm Captain Fonkin.
Aren't we supposed to be like saviors or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could know the saviors if that helps.
Interesting. So, upon mentioning the saviors,
They throw you off.
this mechanical being, instead of holding his arms crossed at his chest, he drops his arms to his side, and you hear the panels from his forearms lift out, and gears whir and springs release pressure. Metal clinks together in the shape of two great swords, and they lodge into the deck of the ship. The swords themselves stretch 5 feet long, and an aura surrounds them in bright light.
You are not saviors. At least for your own sake, you better hope that you are not.
I said we may know the saviors, not that we are the saviors.
Whoa, ask him what he knows about this.
What? But what do you know about the saviors, though?
Good question, good question.
Thanks, Noxia.
I love that he pushed on his ear. No. He pushed on his ear when he said.
He did.
Yeah, good point.
Hey, I want to ask him
but
how,
clearly he knows something about the saviors.
and they might not be good guys,
Exactly.
but they
I
might be good,
told you guys.
or these guys might be bad guys.
I don't know. So far, these guys haven't attacked us or anything.
Not yet.
Yeah.
He's pulled out his sword for goodness sake.
Only once we mention the saviors.
Yeah, people don't seem to like the saviors very much,
No.
except for Pete.
The saviors are 3 very, very powerful mages. They used to be benevolent. However, they sought a magic that was too powerful for their young age. They learned through new texts and through their own power itself. They created things, exceptionally powerful items.
These vacancy drawers are part of that.
The vacancy drawers were created by somebody else to hide these. There are several.
Which means that they want them to get these magic items. That's why they're having us go after the vacancy drawers.
But to what end? I'm sorry, Captain. What is your name, sir? Or what was your name? Or
My name still continues to be and forever will be Corlan.
Corlan. All right. I'm Fonkin. I know what it's like to be a captain. I'll roll another bluff if I have to.
Just let him have this, man. It's easier.
Are your companions going to cross the plank onto the ship?
They want to make.
Safe?
Yeah, we have safe journey. At least this once. We're not trying to be hostile.
Is there not supposed to be a 5th?
How would you know about the 5th?
I know many things. I am very old and I have much information.
He got lost. I think I drank him under the table a couple weeks ago. The shame.
So there is a 5th.
There was a 5th. Or he's turned into a spider creature. We killed him. I don't know which yet.
Do you know Carl? Or Brian?
Or Marv.
Or Pete.
Hey, do you know Pete?
I do not.
But you know about our 5th member.
Yes.
Huh.
You do not.
You gotta roll
You
a
gotta
bluff.
roll a bluff for that.
No, he doesn't.
Against 4 of us.
No, he doesn't. He knows there's a 5th.
How do you know there's a 5th? Why do you know there's a 5th? Do you know us?
I don't know you personally. I don't very much know your names, but this seems very of a precarious situation. You see, we tend to, myself and my crew, stay away from ships. But there's a very curious thing. We felt oddly drawn to yours. And though we've seen this ship in the past, and that captain and that crew, we haven't seen you 4 here. There should be a 5th.
Does there need to be a 5th?
Yeah,
No.
we left him at home because he's healing from a mishap that happened at a date.
I'm crossing.
Ooh, you're gonna cross?
Crossing.
Problem that the 5th isn't here.
It is certainly not a problem that the 5th isn't here. However, it just seems odd at this point. It is no matter.
I cross after Z.
And you both cross onto the boat. You are not greeted. You are not disregarded. The crew stands around you. In the same line, however, they do encompass you now, still talking to Corlan.
Well, now that there are 4 of you here, and it seems like this what it might be, fate, maybe chance.
He will hand you each 4 vials. They have a very strange colored liquid in them. They are sealed vials themselves.
We each get 4?
You each get 1.
We each get 1.
You
Okay.
each get 1.
Alright.
If anything should be wrong, and I find in this instance something will be, you must use these.
A compartment upon his side opens with the and he hands you the vials.
Take these, drink them, they will help.
Right now or later?
As soon as you have the ability.
It was delicious, guys. Better than any of I've ever had.
I didn't even need to ask him to die.
No, honestly, you could have just wrote ale on the bottle. He was down there.
What next?
What are we drinking next?
Alright, so I'm guessing Fonkin didn't die instantly.
No. Fonkin, you're
I feel great, guys.
you're okay. You get a little tingly,
Like he would
fizzy
even
sensation.
know.
Yeah,
He's drunk.
The wind picks up. The mechanical beings they remove the plank, and the wind picks up, and it blows into the sails of the Esmeralda, and it pushes it faster than it's gone before.
Goodbye, Esmeralda.
And you are now on this ship.
We're on a boat.
Should we drink this now? Or should I wait?
Yeah, what's this for
You
exactly?
may as well drink them now.
Is it gonna kill me?
I'm not dead.
What is it for?
Fonkin just passed out.
Bluff check.
That could have been just Fonkin doing it.
26.
You got a 20!
Fonkin
Why do you roll
death.
20s? That has to go
You see the
into-
little points of light orange in the sockets just roll his eyes.
It's convincing, but he's lying.
You aggravated a robot! Wow! Are you a robot? What is going on?
What is a robot?
He rolls 20 for this, but in the middle of a fight, he rolls a 3.
What is that?
He has the appearance of a robot but he is from a different plane, as it were. He's from Mechanus.
Did he answer me what these are, with these vials
No,
are
he
for?
has not
They're delicious.
answered either one of us. Shut up,
Drink it before Fonkin.
Fonkin.
They are for instantaneous fast travel through the planar systems.
Okay, I drink
Okay.
it.
Yeah, put that down.
I drink it.
Chug, chug, chug.
They will help your travel. They don't make you travel. Just so you're aware.
It just makes it so it's not as
You-
impactful on your body.
Your conversation becomes interrupted. A silence falls upon the boat. Not even the waves lapping against the hull make noise. The wind at your back falls short. At the horizon, a clipper ship, sails billowing, comes into view. Faster and faster it travels towards you. The closer into view, the more and more you can make out this oddity. Holes from war, rotted wood, sails tattered and then whole again. A figure stands at the quarterdeck. No other being in sight. One of the mechanical beings calls out from the nest. Colon! Colon, a soldier comes and his army follows.
Ooh, guys, can get real quick.
Shh. Corlon turns his head around to face you, prepping himself for the battle that will come. The blades in his arms extend once again, and he looks at you all.
You may not survive the coming battle, but if you stand with me, your names will always live on. This soldier of misfortune is stronger than most. Even I may not survive.
Whoa!
Soldier, we've faced one of these.
One,
Yeah?
There's more than one.
an exceptional amount.
And what do they have to do with the shelves? Drawers. Because both...
From IKEA, just this flat pack of shelves.
They are looking for the vacancy drawers to find what is inside them.
The one that
Which
we
people
fought
are
was
the bad
protecting it.
people?
Was it?
The one was, yeah.
Are you sure it was protecting it and just unable to acquire it?
Maybe so.
You can flee, but you've only one chance if you do so. And you must all flee at once if you do take that opportunity. There is no honor in living and none for perishing.
Artist grabs your war axe. I'm not running.
Let's do this, guys. Pull my crossbow.
I'm pulling out my sling.
And both ships get closer and closer. And you can hear, even though it's spoken very quietly and monotone.
Call on. You've escaped me no longer. I will break you piece by piece. I will shred your innards.
You may try.
Yeah, and we can
And
somehow
now,
transport
yeah,
him.
because now I need to contemplate who the good people are and who the bad people are.
And so can everyone else.
I'm going to ask you one question, and this will determine something before we stop.
Okay.
Do you choose to fight, or do you choose to flee?
I say fight.
I mean, I already said Artist picked up her axe.
And I got my crossbow.
And my sling.
So we're just waiting on Zanoxia over there.
Yeah, but who are the bad people and who are the good people?
It doesn't matter. We
I
gotta
think it's a little too late for that.
well, and we can't all we can't only we all have to leave together. Or we all gotta stay and fight.
Well, and how are we gonna leave?
Right now,
We're gonna swim?
the way I see this,
That's probably the potions
the
come into
first
play.
one we saw, one of these soldiers fought us. it didn't matter what we did or what we said, it's going to find us.
Yep.
These guys are at least talking to us.
We at least know they're not
That's true.
hurt. And they didn't attack us when we said saviors, so...
Yeah, the other guy went straight for attacking when we started talking. Didn't matter what we said to him.
Even I was able to convince this one. And I'm drunk.
Okay, we fight.
You gonna fight?
Yeah, I'm pulling out my crossbow.
Hey.
How many?
Oh, but I got a heavy bow.
How big is the army with him?
You don't necessarily see. Just to get a good glimpse of that, he's still very far away. You can see figures upon the ship, but you can't give an accurate account. Back at the Magisterium Oracula, Darcassian knows that there's nobody really around. And you notice that, and you kind of wonder what's going on. So you go to talk to Pete. You glean information from Pete that they had left to go find one of the vacancy drawers. But Pete...
Oh, the box.
Knowing that you're rather crafty,
Yes.
sent the four on their own ahead of schedule. So you could learn some things.
Oh, of course, yes. And I like learning things every day.
Pete makes mention of a ship. You recollect...
Wait a minute. Is this one of Fonkin's boats?
No.
Oh, ooh.
You recollect going down a hallway where you had seen ships through a door.
Yes, through a door.
And you had seen that was very odd. And then you look upon the book that Pete shows you, a book where you are transported into a memory from before.
Oh,
and you see the deck of this ship that they may be on. And you've been hearing the conversation that they have been having with this mechanical being called Corlon.
He sounds rather familiar.
No, it doesn't.
Shoot.
He does not sound familiar.
I was hoping.
So you know what you have a choice to do at this point. You have the ability to stay in the nice comfort, secluded place of the Magisterium Oracula with Pete reading through books and hunting Lork. Or
Yes, Lork. Yes.
you can go help your companions on this legendary ship with this mechanical being.
Do I have a shot with Lork?
No.
None.
None. Absolutely not.
In the situation they seem to be in, I would assume that they would need all the help they can get. Pete.
I would imagine that would be a good idea.
Yes. Okay, so Pete, show me this doorway that I may pass through to go help my companions. I forgot where it was.
Silverhand, we both know you don't need a door.
Ah, you're correct, sir. I don't.
And he'll go back to reading his book and said, you be careful and you bring all of yourselves back here.
Yes, indeed we will.
If you run, you run.
I don't run.
You do not have much time.
Ah, yes, so I will join my companions in just a few minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk out of the heck is this place called again?
The Magisterium Oracula.
That
My
one.
God.
Yes, that one. Yes. Why could you make this name like Pete's Other House?
Magnesium.
The Magnesium Flares, wherever the heck they are. So I'm going to walk outside and make sure the door is closed behind me and make sure the Ents aren't watching. I'm going to reach into the bag that I carry across my shoulder. I'm going to take out a small wooden box that I carry with me at all times. The box contains... Are you ready?
Been ready for 10 minutes, Chief.
So where are you now? You're on a boat?
We're on a boat.
You're on a boat.
We're on a boat. With robots, it's amazing. You should be here.
Boats, guys. We're on a boat. Oh, don't you worry. I'll be there in quite a second. I take out a small wooden box. I open the box, and I take out what I've searched for, called the Ring of Blinking. I place it on my finger, and it magically transports me right to the deck of the ship.
Holy crap.
Oh, Lork, my dear, I will miss you so.
Roll me a spot. All four of you. You're fine.
Thank you. Really, the drunken goblin sees me?
17.
18.
So 19. I know I have 2 in it. Wait, I should have.
23.
Yeah, I should put 2 in it. So, yeah, 19.
18. 23.
Okay. See you blink into existence on this boat.
Out of a swirling vortex of blue and white smoke and a little bit of lightning. Well, you all.
I can't. No, not Nightcrawler. I can't pay for that. That's trademarked. No.
Night Spire.
Night Spire.
Night Spire.
That's pretty
There you
good.
go. Silver crawler? What?
Here we go.
There we are.
Nightspire Silvercrow. Everybody, including Corlon and all the mechanical beings, notice.
Well, Corlon, you wanted the 5th. You got the 5th.
And here he is.
Yeah. So hello, Mr. Mechanical Man.
I don't know why you wanted him here.
I'm a better shot than you.
This will go poorly. But truthfully, it will go poorly.
Wait a minute.
It will go poorly now. But in the future, it will continue getting better with any luck. Ready yourselves for perhaps the end. And remember, you can run. You can run.
Well, we left you on a bit of a hook there. That way you'd have to tune in 2 weeks later to find out what happens with our Rolling Tides chapters. Will our heroes be decimated? Will they sink the Soldier of Misfortune ship? How on earth did Darcassian get a ring of blinking? Thank you to our most recent followers on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Let's start that roll call. Dehorn Games, Dice Pool Podcast, Adv in Questing, Maven_Brave, EML Davies 01, Brooklyn Quarter, Lil AHK 96, Blood on the Vine 1, Joseph_Timus, Studio Woe, Alan Connor _H Long Lando, TT at Foundations, Leopold the, GTS 60177 of Ravenhall, Beer_Dis, Podfornia, Darkest Delve, Lost in Skyward, Ryan McQuinn, LAOW Podcast, Publishers SDG, This Darkest Love, Fluff Dragons, cool name, EMK Hansen, our own local Battlemage Films, and of course give their trailer for their movie Gleahan and the Knaves of Industry a check on YouTube. Amish Bee Machine, Anger Dean 128844, Shambazzle Games, Castology, Eat Life 3, J Bird _The Word, Derek on TSPN, Diogenesis Utopian, D&D 40 Blog, ML _Giles, Gnome Mercy Podcast, that's a great name, Bastion 70770338, Dundice Podcast, Crim 0, well, it's supposed to be Crimson Remains, but just, replace the O with a 0. You get the point. The _Art Fart, C's Card, and they're a Minnesota local, and they make games too, so check them out. Sunsword, Back Patio Net, CivCon Commander, and Frankie Crafter. Thank you so much for all the follows on Twitter and the conversations we've had and will have in the future. It means so much to have great community of people such as yourselves around us, and we hope that we've given you some great content to enjoy on a consistent basis. If you could, we'd appreciate a review on iTunes. We're reaching for 5 stars, but we prefer honesty, as that will only make our efforts at providing content you'll enjoy that much stronger. Send us a screenshot of your review and we'll give you a special shout out from each and every one of us individually on how awesome you are, because everyone ought to know. If you'd like to follow us on Twitter, and you can find us on Facebook at FreeRoll5 Podcast. Same thing with Instagram. Twitter, you can find us at FreeRoll5. Give us a like, share, and subscribe, or heck, word of mouth. Want to download us somewhere other than iTunes? Well, we've got you covered at Podbean, Stitcher, TuneIn, Blueberry, Podtail, Google Play, and everywhere you get your podcast. Pop online at freeroll5.com, which is temporarily going to Podbean, where you can find some blog posts there as well. Want to support the show? Then we'd certainly appreciate a gander over at Patreon. Find us at FreeRoll5. We've got a free content up there as well, but if you'd like to hear the jokes, banter, and laughs that get cut, you can donate $1 an episode and get all the ridiculousness of the DM's cut. Hey, I'll let you go, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.